That's how much was wiped off the value of shares in Britain's biggest companies this week. That's how much you, me and all the owners of those shares are collectively out of pocket. Now, if you buy or sell shares directly, if you've got an ISA that's linked to the biggest companies, if you've got a pension pot that buys shares with your money, if you've got an endowment to pay off your mortgage, then this week has hit you hard. David Braithwaite is Managing Director at Citrus Financial Management. He's an independent financial advisor. Welcome to Your Money. Let's start with people on ISAs. First of all, if you had 10,000 in an average share ISA at the start of the year, it's worth about 8,800 now. What should those people do?
Ideally not cash them in, because if you actually cash the money in, you've actually crystallised that loss and then you've taken the hit straight away. ISAs and anything where it's stocks and shares based should always be viewed as something long term. So hopefully if you can just sit tight, let the market recover, it's cyclical, this thing will get better. It just depends if you can hang on long enough and make sure that it can.
You think this thing will get better?
It
but
will.
In 10 years, David, you know, the high point was a decade ago and we still haven't really got back to that level. We've had 10 years of just flatline.
You have, but it also depends. It's not a bad time for people to look at these ISAs and the investments they've got and maybe say, am I happy to take the risk with these? Can I afford the downs as well as the ups? If you can't, you really shouldn't be investing in this sort of area anyway. But if you take the actual loss now, it's often what people do is the worst thing. They get in when everyone tells them things are going great and they get out when suddenly they lose money. If anything, you should be doing the opposite, is getting in when prices are low and selling out when things are higher.
OK, people with pension plans, people with their own pension plan, first of all, what should they be doing?
Well, again, hopefully, if you have got time to actually sit tight and let that recover, then fine. The other thing that you could do, if you're not happy with the risk and the fact that your market's dropped in your own pension, maybe think about redirecting some more of your contributions into maybe a safer environment. And if you are one of those people that are approaching retirement now, where suddenly you've got your pot that you're crystallising, hopefully maybe are not such in risky investments in the first place, but you could consider doing things like drawdown, where you're not taking all your money and buying an annuity, or even phased retirement as well, where you're actually using different parts of your pension pot to live off the tax-free cash and buying annuities, and then that way you can stagger your exit from the market towards a pension.
So delay that point where you have to swap your pension pot into a lifetime income in the hope that things will get better.
Exactly, yeah, but I think that the message here is that there are options. What people always assume is that when you get to the end, you have to buy an annuity. This isn't always the case. And the other thing to remember as well, if you are looking at an annuity and your insurance company's offered you one, always shop around, because the chances are you can get a better rate by going somewhere else.
It's worth saying people with a works pension scheme, and some of those get a pension payout that's linked to their last pay packet, they might think, oh, we're in the clear here, but actually they may not be.
They may not be, no. It's worth looking at when you get your statements through from your annual pension for your company, is look at how the deficit's doing, because that company, although they're underpinning your pension, will actually be investing your money into equities, stocks, shares and the like. So lots of local authorities, for example, do just that.
OK, David Braithwaite from Citrus Financial Management.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, lots in today's papers about that fall in share prices and the financial crisis in Greece that's triggered it all. Financial